thing started. So, for the most part, I want to thank y'all for tuning in because it's real, it's serious. A lot of people don't know what's going on. A lot of people are getting, misleading and erroneous information, and that's the worst part about it. If someone don't know and the information that they get, they feel is kind of sketchy, they're just not gonna go forward with it because they don't know. That's okay. I respect that. I know everybody got different questions, typically the same because I'm basically getting the same question. So I'm gonna give a few minutes, maybe, just to get a couple more people on. It's like 4 or 5 people. I know it's early, but early bird get the worm. Long hours, long nights, early mornings. One thing I do want to say that I do want to stress to y'all. Do want to stress. Congress allocated $63 billion under the CARES Act. That's 63. There's 62 left. So that tells you that there's not too many people taking advantage of it. And with that being said, you think about what could the black community do with $62 billion? How much could we build our infrastructure up? How much could we put back into our own community? We always talk about helping each other. What has this person done? I mean, they're giving us the opportunity right here, but not too many people taking advantage of it. But that's cool, because that's what I'm here for. I'm going to give you some knowledge, some jewels. First thing I want to say, at the end of this, if you have anything, questions, you can contact me. It's a lot to talk about. I'll leave my phone number to the office here, so you can call, schedule an appointment. We don't have it's not too many days left. The PPPs are going to stop being accepted on the 8th. It's going to be next week. We're going to stop accepting, our banks and credit unions are going to stop accepting it around Wednesday. And this is the reason being. When we accept it Wednesday, we're going to cut it off by Wednesday. That way we can get to everybody that we have. Everybody that's already in, we can work for them. We won't have to be taking on new clients, because after the 8th, they're not taking anything as of right now. As of right now, it's because Congress is on. We all know Congress is deadlocked with this new bill. I can't remember what the name of it is on top of my head, but the new bill that they're proposing right now is being hung up. Now, everybody think that bill is being hung up for whatever reason. It's a bipartisan bill. We're not going to get into politics, but it's a bipartisan bill. But the big thing that's hanging up is the unemployment. Now, I'm not touching that unemployment, and it's sketchy because it's a double-edged sword. People are getting paid, but people don't want to go to work. But you can't blame people for not going to work because of the coronavirus. So, if you were only making $9 an hour, making $400 a week, now the government's giving you $875 a week. Why would you go back to work? So, I understand that much. I understand people have to get back to work to get the economy back up and jumping. But like I said, that's a whole different story. I ain't even getting into that. We're talking about something completely different today. So, first thing I want to say with anybody that's been, or anybody that has, if you apply for an EIDL loan and you were denied, please contact me. For a small processing fee, we can resubmit that application for you. That's all I'm going to say about that. We can resubmit that application for you. So let's get down to the nitty and gritty. Most people are confused and don't know. There's a difference between the SBA and the PPP. People want to know what's the difference. Most people apply for the EIDL, which was the advance, and the EIDL, which is the disaster relief, that gives you the ability. That advance, when they came out with it, was $1,000 for each employee up to 10. So people were making those. They were claiming that they had 10 employees, and that's how they were getting that $10,000. Now, that is a grant. True enough, that is a grant. But everybody didn't get that. And then once they stopped doing the EIDL, people wasn't doing it because they couldn't get the advance. That that loan that you talk that people are not getting, that's the hardest loan for small businesses to get. Typically, and most importantly, that's the hardest loan for black businesses to get. Why? Because it's like a startup money. It's startup funds for black businesses. So that's politics, but I'm just telling you, that's one of the hardest loans to get for a black business, which is an SBA loan. If you get an SBA loan, keep that loan, pay on that loan. Don't default on that loan. The reason being, you take that loan and they give you X amount of dollars and you pay on that loan, a year down the line, a year and a half down the line, you can go back to them and say, hey, I want this amount of money. You know what's going to happen? They're going to look at that. They're going to look at your paying. They're going to look at the track record that you have and say, hey, Mr. Here you go. We'll give you that $80,000 you're talking about. We'll give you that $100,000 that you're talking about because you already have an SBA loan. So, yeah, it's the hardest to get. So if you get it, keep it, pay on it, do right by yourself. It's going to help you out in the long run. So that's the best thing about that. And yeah, it is, it's like you have like 30 years to pay it back at 3.5%. You have 1 year to pay on that. So for the loan, what they gave people, that $1,000 is an advance on the loan. That loan still has to be repaid. That's the EIDL. That's what we're talking about right now. The SBA, we're talking about this side. That right there is a loan. That loan will have to be repaid. Okay? Sorry about this, y'all. It's early morning. And you get that at 3.25%. So you have 1 year from the time that you receive those funds to pay on it. And it's going to be at 3.25%, and that's at 30 years. If you pay that loan off after 30 years, cool. You can pay the loan off within, 6 months. It just depends on the amount of money that you get. I mean, if you get $250,000 and it take you 30 years, and that's how long it take you. If you don't, so that's a whole different ball game. Because if you get a $10,000 loan and you pay that you don't really need 30 years to pay back $10,000. But if you do, you have 30 years. So that's totally up to you. Totally up to you. Now, this is what's the most important thing that I'm about to tell you. The very most important. Oh, I can't let this go dead, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me. I gotta grab something else. I can't let my live go dead. I might have to switch sides for a minute. Check it out. Bear with me one moment, y'all. I ain't gonna let y'all go dead. Bear with me. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, good, cool. All right, so back to what I was saying. Sorry about that, y'all. Once again. All right, so back to what I was telling y'all about that. So this is the most important part I'm about to tell y'all. Any legitimate business, if you are a legitimate business owner, okay, and you exchange money for a service, you are considered a small business. Okay? Once again, if you exchange money for a service, you are considered a small business. Less than 500 employees, you are a small business. Okay? Everybody heard that. If you are a legitimate business and you exchange money for services and you have not applied for the PPP loan, come into my office. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, let's jump into the PPP thing, because I keep getting a lot of questions about the PPP. What is the PPP? What is it and how do you do this? I heard this, I heard that. Okay. The PPP is called Pay Paycheck Protection Program. It's the PPP. A PPP loan is for small businesses or businesses in itself. It's for businesses, nonprofits, churches, barbershops. You're a business, whether you're an LLC, whether you're incorporated, whatever it may be. You're a business. With a PPP loan, the PPP loan, look at me, 100% guaranteed. Okay? Let me stop. It's 100% guaranteed, honestly, because I'm stressing that because I need people to understand that the PPP loan is 100% guaranteed. If you apply for a PPP loan, you get a PPP loan. Okay? You get it. Now, like I told you, there's $62 billion left, so let's get the ball moving here. So next question is going to be, well, I don't have this. What do I need? You know, what kind of paperwork I need? Okay. You'll need your 2019 tax return. And the reason you'll need your 2019 tax return for your business, we talk about the PPP, is because you're going to need a 1040 form and a Schedule C form. The 1040 is the actual form that you file with the feds. Your actual return is on the 1040 form. The Schedule C form is a form that gives you P&L, which is profit and loss. So you'll need both of those forms to submit the PPP. That and driver's license, things like that, submit it for you. Get it right to you. Okay. The best thing about that, with us, we're licensed and bonded in 50 states. So just because I'm in Mobile, Alabama, and you're in Phoenix, Arizona, or you're in Manchester, Massachusetts, or you're in Seattle, Washington, we can help you in your location to get you a loan. Once again, we're licensed and bonded in 50 states. Not an issue. Spread the word. Now, next thing you're gonna say is, well, I didn't file my taxes last year. I didn't file my 20. I don't have a tax return. It's not a problem. We can set you up with our tax preparer, Mr. Henry Hasid, for a nominal fee. The tax that's going to change because it's dependent on your business. So I can't give you a fee for what it will be for your taxes to be prepared. It may be this, it may be that, but your taxes will be prepared for you. Once your taxes are prepared for you through Mr. Hasid, you come right back down to office. You have that 1040 and you have that Schedule C form, your driver's license. And, you know, driver's license for whoever on the business. If it's you, your wife, if it's you and 14 people, everyone's going to have to, ID would have to be there. Hold on, bear with me one moment, y'all. Let me respond to this real quick. All right, so, I forgot, I'm sorry, y'all. I got sidetracked right there. Yeah, we're licensed and bonded in 50 states. As far as your taxes, you bring that 1040 and that Schedule C form back to driver's license in. We process that PPP for you now. We're not the bank. Once again, I repeat, we are not the bank. What we do is we work directly with the underwriters at these banks, these credit unions. We work directly with them. I have 36 banks that I work with. That is the best thing about that. When you submit your application goes directly there. If there's any discrepancies, if there's anything that was wrong, it's going to be denied. Okay? I have no control over that. I can't check the status of your stuff. Just on a quick side note, if you were denied or anything like that, or if you hadn't heard anything back, you can contact the SBA with that number that was attached, that was a claim number. You can contact them with that number and get the status of it. I cannot do that. You have to do that. Now, the best thing about us is, like I said, we work with these banks and we work directly with the underwriters at these banks. So when you give me the application, we send that directly to our credit union, to our underwriters. If there's any discrepancy, there's anything wrong with that application, that person is going to contact us back and let us know what's wrong. We're going to correct that issue before it's submitted, because they're going to correct it before it's submitted. So that way, we're going to make sure that everything's right before we go through. Once it goes through, you're 100% guaranteed. Like I said, that loan is guaranteed. You just got to get if you mess up somewhere, I can't help you with that. Because if you don't know what you're doing, or you just try to, make up fictitious documents or, things, stuff like that. Excuse me, I just got scheduled this appointment. So if you are planning on coming to the office after this live, or you want to, y'all gotta let me know real quick, because we probably get out of here about 12 or 1 o'clock today. We got a lot of paperwork to do. It's a lot of paperwork getting pushed, so I'm not gonna be on this live too much longer. But I just got a couple more points I gotta hit for y'all. On those tax returns, if you do that tax return, that's why we want Mr. Henry to do your taxes, so that way he can catch anything that's going on. Mr. Henry been doing taxes for 30 plus years. Trust me, he can get anything. If your taxes are wrong, if you need them filed, we're gonna set you up with the perfect person. Period. Mr. Henry's gonna do your taxes. Come back down here. We'll get that done for you. Like I said, so now on top of the 100% guarantee, you're gonna get the loan. Now, next question is gonna be, do I have to pay the loan back? The loan is forgivable. The feds have stated that from the time that you get the money, you have 10 months to make your first payment on it. On the 11th month, it rolls over at 1% interest. Okay. Once again, I repeat. From the date you get your loan, you have 10 months before the federal government is going to ask you for documentation to show what you did with the money, okay? So if you get $100,000 for XYZ barbershop and you go buy chairs, you buy windows, or whatever the case may be, we recommend that you keep those receipts, close to heart. Those receipts are going to be a lifesaver. Keep those separate from any other business receipts or anything like that. The only reason is, once you submit that application back to them, which is the forgiveness application, that's what you will be able to do. You can get that loan forgiven because you can provide the federal government with documentation on what you did with the money, okay? That's how the loan is forgiven. It's 100% guaranteed, and it is a forgivable loan, okay? That's the PPP. That's PPP again. I repeat. It's 100% guaranteed, and it is a forgivable loan. But you have to show documentation after you get it on what you did with the money. Now, say for instance, you get $100,000 and you don't want to do that. You go buy a brand new Bentley or Lamborghini, whatever the case may be. You can't provide documentation. The federal government is going to make you pay that money back. Simple and plain. You got to pay that money back. You can't get that forgiven. You won't be able to get that forgiven. But if you did the money and you did it properly and you allocated those funds, payroll, whatever it was that you want to use for it, and you can show that, then that loan's going to be forgiven. But if you can't, you got to pay it back. That's just the federal government. I don't have no control over that. Okay, so that's basically that in a nutshell. Okay, so like I said, that's basically the gist of it. That's, I give you, there's really so much, but that's basically just try to get most of the questions answered, and try to give, because I get the same questions and this, and I can't explain this to everybody each time. I'm trying to type this out, so I was like, I'll just go live. You can just watch the live, you can share the live. I want you to share, tag your friends, do anything like that. I'm in the office right now. I'm in here. We will do this, okay? Wednesday's the cutoff date. Again, people, Wednesday is the cutoff date. So if you want to do this, if you're interested, Wednesday's the cutoff date. Between now and Wednesday, come see us. We're 1560 St. Stephen's Road, H&H Financial Service. Phone number, 438-1620. 438-1620. 1560 St. Stephen's Road. H&H Business Services, sign outside says H&H Financial Services. Name just hasn't changed yet. But H&H Services, everybody knows us. We're right here. So, like I say, if you have a business and you exchange money, you're a business owner. You qualify for the PPP loan. We just got to get you, set up the right way. We encourage you to do that. We encourage you to come in. Let us set you up the right way. That way you won't be exposed to audits and things like that. We'll set you up in the right way. We are full accounting service too. So don't just think we just doing just PPPs and things like that. We do taxes. We will get you squared away. So Anybody have any questions, come by my office. If you want to do it, give me a call. If you got your paperwork, you ready, let's do it. $62 billion is left, y'all. 62.